Hello guys, in this video I'm gonna do an example on both reflection and rotation because basically we can combine them. So basically we can do like multiple iterations of like reflections, like rotations, and combine them together. So reflections and rotation and vice versa. So in that example here, I'm gonna play with this vector 1 and 1. Okay, so basically first we're gonna rotate it. And the order is very important, very important. Rotate it 90 degrees clockwise, then reflect it about the y-axis. I'm sorry, the y-axis. Okay. So, and again, the order is extremely important. Okay. So let's do this geometrically first, then we're gonna do this like mathematically. Okay. So first, we want to rotate. Again, the order is very extremely important. Okay, let's extend that a little bit. So this is 1, 1. That's the vector here. Okay, 1, 1. Okay. So let's make the rotation. The rotation is 90 degrees clockwise. Again, 1, 1 means this angle is equal to this angle, 45 degrees, 45 degrees. You have to know this angle to solve it geometrically. So we're gonna solve it geometrically first. Okay. So 1, 1 means this line here has like an equation y equal to x. Okay. The line y equal to x always like has an angle 45 degrees. Okay. With the x-axis and a 45 degrees with the y-axis. Okay. So to rotate this line 90 degrees clockwise, that means we're gonna move in that direction. We're gonna rotate in that direction. Okay. So it's already making 45 degrees with the x-axis. So it's gonna make another 45 degrees. Like that. And that will be the new location. And this location, if this is 1 here, this is 1, this should be -1. So 1 minus 1. Okay. So that's the new, this is number 1. The rotation. Rotation 90 degrees clockwise. Or -90, -90, and we know the positive rotation is counterclockwise, so -90, this means we're gonna move 90 in that direction clockwise. Okay. Okay. Then we're gonna reflect about the y-axis. So our y-axis will be this with another color. So the y-axis will be like a mirror for us. Here is the y-axis as a mirror. Of course, you don't need to do this when you solve it yourself. I'm just doing that like to make it more clear for you. Then this guy a little bit. So what we need to do, we need to extend like a line, perpendicular line like that. Okay, then continue extending, but with equal distance. So we end up here. Okay, so now this will be the new location of our vector. It will be here. Actually, it's another extension of the same vector. And this is here -1. And this is already -1, -1, -1. So after the rotation and the reflection, the point 1, 1 will be transferred to -1, 1. Let's write this down. So geometrically, the point 1, 1 after first rotation 90 degrees clockwise, then second reflection about the y-axis. It will transfer to -1 and -1 and -1. So we know the answer. Now how to do this like mathematically, okay? So what we need to do in math, we need to multiply with this vector with 2 matrices. One represents the rotation, one represents the reflection, okay? So we're gonna call the rotation matrix R, are 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, this will be multiplied by the vector v, and we're gonna multiply. Then we're gonna multiply. This is the first step, number one. Then the second step, number two, we're gonna multiply this whole like multiplication with another matrix is the Q matrix, the reflection matrix. Usually we call the reflection matrix Q. Q this is like phi, not Q at all. Q YX, yes. R 90 clockwise vector V. We just need to know, of course, we know V 11. We just need to know R 90, then the Q. Okay. So let's get the rotation matrix. Rotation matrix R 90 clockwise. Okay. So we know it will be cosine theta, sine minus sine theta, sine theta, cosine theta. But we don't know the theta yet, right? Because the theta is here, it's not counterclockwise, it's a clockwise. So again, to move like 90 degrees clockwise, that means you went like 360 degrees minus 90 counterclockwise. Okay. So let's do this like to make it more clear for you. So if we have like a vector like that, this is 45 degrees. Okay. If it's gonna move, let's do this with another color. If it's gonna move 90 degrees clockwise, that means it will be here. We know that. This is 45. This is also 45. But it can also reach that same point if it moves like that. This is 90 here. This is 90 here. This is 45 here, and here another 45. So if you add them together, it will be 90 plus 90 plus 45 plus 45. 45 plus 45 is 90. So 90, 90, 90 is 270 degrees, which is 360 minus 90. Okay. So so this will be cosine 270, sine 270, cosine 270, sine 270. That's basically, you know. So let's now calculate that. I'm gonna use like an online calculator as usual. So online calculator. Okay. Sine. Okay, so cosine 270. Hopefully this is degrees. No, that's not degrees. Okay. Cosine 270. That's 0. Okay, so we have here 0 and 0. Now sine 270, sine 270 is minus 1. So minus 1, and there is a minus 1 from the beginning, so this will be plus 1, and here will be minus 1. Okay, so that's the R 90 clockwise. Now the reflection matrix, okay, we did this before. So the y-axis, it's just copy and paste from before. So we said that the reflection around y-axis in here, guys, from the last lecture, okay, is minus 1001. Okay, minus 1001, minus 1001. So q y-axis, again, I forgot, as usual, minus 1001, minus 1001. Okay, now all what we need to do is basically multiply this with the vector. So let's do that. So first we multiply R90 clockwise with V. So 0, 1 minus 1, 0. We multiply by 1, 1. This will give us 1 and minus 1. Before we continue, let's check on that if this is correct or wrong, because we did that before. So when we do the geometric like solution, okay, here, we did it in 2 steps. So we know the result of the first step. So when we did the rotation, the 1, 1, becomes 1 minus 1. Okay? 1 minus 1. We are correct so far. Okay. Now we're gonna multiply all of that, which is basically now it's just a vector of like two elements, so 1 and minus 1, with the Q matrix. Okay? So Q, it's fine with Q. Q multiplied by R90 clockwise phi equal to. What is Q? Q is minus 1, 0, 0, 1. And now R90V is basically 1 minus 1. 1 minus 1. Let's check here. So minus 1, this will be minus 1. And 0, 1 minus 1, this will be minus 1. And that's final answer, right? We did this before. We know this will transfer the 1 minus 1 to minus 1 and minus 1 from the geometric solution. Okay? So we did it, guys. We did, we solved the problem. Okay? Just one very important note here before you go away is that I did this mistake myself. The order extremely important, very important. You know, you cannot like switch like the sites here or switch like the matrices. Okay, you cannot multiply Q first in V then R. Okay, I have this mistake. This mistake before. So let's do that. Let's pretend that we are just making the mistake, okay, and see what will be the result. So if we multiply Q first is in R, so Q V. So Q is minus 1, 0, 0, 1, and V is 1, 1. This will give us minus 1 and 1, okay. Then we're going to multiply R90 clockwise with QV. Okay, R is basically 0, 1, minus 1, 0. We're going to multiply it with minus 1, 1, which is basically the QB. So let's see. This will give us 1 and then 1. Yeah, 1, 1. Okay, that's very wrong. Okay, we know that the final answer, the correct final is minus 1 and minus 1. But let's explain that. Let's explain why this is, let's write it wrong. Let's explain why. Okay, so this is the point 1, 1. Okay, very rough sketch, but anyways. Okay, and this is 45 degrees again. So when we multiply the Q matrix first, that means we reflect first. Okay, about the y-axis. This is the y-axis here. Okay, that's basically a mirror for us. So we multiply first by Q, so we make the reflection first. So the reflection will be basically will give you the same point on the other side, and that's basically minus 1, still 1 in y, so minus 1 and 1, minus 1 and 1. Okay, just like QV here. And then we're gonna rotate clockwise because the question said so, 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, so let's do the rotation now. Let's do it with another color, like for example this one. So we're gonna move in that direction clockwise. So we're gonna move 45, another 45. What's happened? We get back to the same original position, 1, 1. Okay, and of course this is wrong. And why it was wrong? Because we switched the order of the rotation and the reflection. The original question said rotate first, then make the reflection. Okay, so that's basically a note to take in your mind, because basically that will lead like to a wrong answer. Okay, thank you very much guys for watching, and see you in another video. Bye bye.